Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the semifinals of High Q, the smartest game show this side of the Mississippi. I am your host, Olivia Manning, and for today's first semifinal, we have teams from Cumberland and Calloway. Representing Calloway, we have Ezra, Fowler, Connor, and Aubrey, and representing Cumberland, we have Rylan, Jad, Camden, and Mitchell. Now, at this point in our season, it should be surprising if nobody knows the rules, but legally I still have to explain them, so I will do it as quickly as possible. In my hand, there are toss-up questions. I will ask these toss-up questions to the room. Anyone can answer for 10 points. The team that gets that correct then moves on to a bonus round, which they can answer, and only them, for 20 bonus points. But if they get it wrong, the other team can swoop in for 10 bonus points. All right, there will also be lightning rounds and media questions and audio questions. We will get to those. However, there is, as always, the, say it with me now, interruption rule. Tough crowd. If I am explaining any question at all and someone interrupts me to give their answer, if you're correct, we move on with our day. If you are wrong, the other team immediately gets 5 points and they get to try to answer that question that you just answered incorrectly. So if you're going to interrupt me, make sure you're correct or you will suffer. All right. Are we ready to High Q?
Yes.
Yeah.
All righty. Our first question of our first semifinal. What instrument, which for John Cage's sonatas and interludes should be prepared? Fowler.
Piano.
Piano is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. What empress, who was born a minor German princess, may have conspired to assassinate her husband Peter III in order to take the throne for herself?
Catherine the Great.
Catherine the Great is correct. What quantity, denoted N, which can be estimated using capture-recapture methods, is the number of organisms of a given species in a given area? Camden.
Population.
Population is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What two states, one on the East Coast and one in the Midwest, award electoral votes partly by congressional district instead of winner-take-all?
Maine and Nebraska. Maine and Nebraska.
Maine and Nebraska are correct. Tied up going into our third toss-up. What man, the former son-in-law of Zachary Taylor, led a cabinet with Vice President Alexander Stephens while Fowler?
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson Davis is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. The plant hormones kinetin and zeatin promote what process that accompanies mitosis and forms the new cell wall that divides the cytoplasm?
Cytokinesis.
Cytokinesis is correct. What author wrote about snow that falls faintly through the universe like a last end in The Dead, the final story in his collection, Aubrey?
Joyce.
Joyce is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. Radical labor organizer Mac McCreary appears in the USA Trilogy, a series of novels by what author of Manhattan Transfer?
Dos Passos.
Dos Passos is correct. Good job. What alkaline earth metal, which is used to make Grignard reagents, or Grignard reagents, apologies, is found at the center of a chlorophyll molecule and has the atomic symbol Mg? Camden.
Magnesium.
Magnesium is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. In 2024, U.S. deaths from overdoses have dropped in part because what drug that reverses opioid overdoses is now sold over the counter?
Narcan.
Narcan is correct. Our first media question of the game, the television as always. This show is based on the video game League of Legends. Camden.
No answer.
All right. Calloway, I will repeat the question. This show is based on the video game League of Legends. It centers around three main characters, Jinx, Vi, and Caitlyn, as they travel through their traumas and try to settle their differences between two houses of power. Name this show. All right, that means we're out of time for the question. We were looking for Arcane, League of Legends Arcane. No bonus questions on media questions. It's just whatever they put on the TV. Arcane is a wonderful series. You should all check it out. Next, toss-up. What island is home to the U.S.'s largest banyan tree, which was largely spared during a 2023 wildfire that burned the small town of Lahaina in Connor?
Hawaii.
That is incorrect. Cumberland, I will repeat the question. What island is home to the U.S.'s largest banyan tree, which was largely spared during a 2023 wildfire that burned the small town of Lahaina in Hawaii? Rylan.
Honolulu.
Honolulu is incorrect. We were looking for Maui, looking for a specific island in Hawaii. No bonus question there. On to the next toss-up. What novel, in which the Longbourn estate is home to frivolous sisters Kitty and Lydia, ends with Lizzie marrying Mr. Darcy? Aubrey.
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. What medical condition is characterized by an abnormal lateral curvature of the spine, sometimes giving it an S shape?
Scoliosis.
Scoliosis is correct. What compound, which combines with nitric acid to form the noble metal-dissolving solution aqua regia, is a binary acid with molecular formula HCl? Camden.
Hydrochloric.
One more.
Hydrochloric.
Hydrochloric is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What Greek woman, who in some stories meets her brother Orestes in Taurus, is sacrificed by Agamemnon to gain Artemis's favor before the Trojan War?
Clytemnestra.
Clytemnestra is incorrect. Calloway?
Cassandra.
Cassandra is incorrect. We were looking for Iphigenia. Our next toss-up. What president, who is the title character of a 1987 opera by John Adams about his visit? Rylan.
Nixon.
Nixon is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What Italian sculptor depicted an angel with a spear standing over the title saint in his statue, The Ecstasy of St. Teresa?
Bernini.
Sorry?
Bernini.
That is correct. What country is home to the Uyuni Salt Flat in the Altiplano, contains the eastern part of Lake Titicaca, and has dual capitals? Fowler.
Mexico.
Mexico is incorrect. Cumberland, I will repeat the question. What country is home to the Uyuni Salt Flat in the Altiplano, contains the eastern part of Lake Jad?
Bolivia.
Bolivia is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. Samuel Doe led a 1980 coup in what country, which in 2005 elected Africa's first female head of state, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf?
Liberia.
Liberia is correct. Our first audio question of the game. Keep your ears open for the speakers. This song was featured in the popular video game launching with a Nintendo Wii system in 2000. Fowler.
Coconut Mall.
Coconut Mall is incorrect.
No.
Cumberland, I will repeat the question. This song was featured in the popular video game launching with a Nintendo Wii system in 2007. This game is the second highest selling racing game. Rylan.
Mario Kart.
A little more specific?
Mario Kart Wii.
Mario Kart Wii is correct. No bonus questions on the audios. It's just whatever filters through the speakers. Our next toss-up. In what state, where Daniel Morgan defeated the British at the Battle of Cowpens, did Benjamin Lincoln surrender after the siege of Charleston? Ezra.
South Carolina.
South Carolina is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. The side chain of the amino acid cysteine contains an atom of what element that allows it to form bonds that hold protein chains together?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is incorrect. Cumberland, your chance to steal.
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus is incorrect. We were looking for sulfur. What 2020 game features a best of 7 spike rush mode? Has Mitchell.
Valorant.
Valorant is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. In Fables by Aesop, what type of animal uses a shallow bowl to serve soup to a stork and scorns supposedly sour grapes that are too high to reach?
Fox.
Fox is correct. What city, home to the Marinitsky Theater and the State Hermitage Museum, lies on the Neva River? Fowler.
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. The Chicxulub crater, which was formed by an asteroid impact millions of years ago, lies along the coast of what peninsula?
Yucatan.
Yucatan is correct. What process was first explained by Otto Frisch and Lisa Meitner, can convert uranium-236 to krypton and barium, and involves splitting atomic... Mitchell.
Fission.
Fission is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What surname is shared by a Hamburg Kapellmeister who wrote a solfeggietto and the Baroque composer of the Goldberg Variations?
Bach.
Bach is correct. Also the sound that chickens make. Our next toss-up. At what battle did Ephialtes reveal a path around the narrow pass? Ezra.
Thermopylae.
Thermopylae is correct. Your bonus question, Callaway. Innocent III organized what crusade in which Europeans sought to capture Egypt, but instead were directed by Venice to sack Constantinople in 1204?
Fifth Crusade.
Fifth Crusade is incorrect. Cumberland,
Fourth
chance
Crusade?
to steal. Sorry?
The Fourth Crusade.
The Fourth Crusade is correct, and I steal from Cumberland. Our next media question, as always, the television. This animated superhero comedy show, Rylan.
Tick.
Sorry?
The Tick.
That is incorrect. This animated superhero comedy show is about 17-year-old Mark Grayson transversing life as an average teenage boy, except his father is a well-known superhero for his brutality and less tried combat strategies. Name this cartoon. All right, no answer from Callaway. We were looking for Invincible. Invincible is the name of that cartoon. Not very well versed in cartoons today, are we? Our next toss-up. What last name was shared by early 20th century film stars Harpo and Groucho? Fowler?
Marx.
Marx is correct. Your bonus question, Callaway. What law, independently discovered by René Descartes, illustrates the relationship between the angles of incidence and refraction at an interface?
Law of Science.
Law of science is incorrect. Cumberland, your chance to steal.
Law of cosine.
Law of cosine is incorrect. We were looking for Snell's law. Whoever Snell is, I hope he's doing well. What African city, which is home to the Karen Blixen Museum and the Maasai Market, is found northwest of Mombasa and is the capital, Jad?
Zanzibar.
That is incorrect. Callaway, I will repeat the question. What African city, which is home to the Karen Blixen Museum and the Maasai Market, is found northwest of Mombasa and is the capital of Kenya? Ezra.
Nairobi.
Nairobi is correct. Your bonus question, Callaway. What type of insects form Brood 10, a swarm that invaded Washington, D.C. and other eastern cities in the summers of 2004 and 2021?
Cicadas.
Cicadas is correct. What musician behind the 2019 album Wasteland Baby? Aubrey.
Hosier.
Hosier is correct. Your bonus question, Callaway. What sea in the Pacific Ocean lies between Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula and Sakhalin Island?
Bering Sea.
Sorry?
Bering Sea.
That is incorrect. Cumberland, your chance to steal.
Bering Strait.
Bering Strait is incorrect. We were looking for the Sea of Okhotsk. A lot of consonants there. What author of the Penelopiad wrote about residents of the Republic of Gilead? Camden.
Atwood.
Atwood is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. This is a math question, so pencil and paper ready. What is the sum created by adding together all the single-digit prime numbers, given that the smallest of them is 2?
$17.
17 is correct. 20 bonus points to Cumberland. Going into our lightning round. Alrighty. Our lightning round is just like the other rounds, except it is much faster and there's larger paper. I have in my hand 4 topics. They each have 10 questions that a team could potentially need to answer in just 60 seconds. Callaway, you guys get full choice of which topic you would like to guess from. They are as follows: detective fiction, cheese, acronyms, and 9.
Acronyms.
Acronyms, all right. If I can get it out. All right, Given a letter in an acronym, give the full word the letter stands for. Calloway, your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. The S in U.S. government agency NASA.
Space.
Correct. The T in banking device ATM.
Teller.
Correct. The A in international organization NATO.
Atlantic.
Correct. The C in computer component CPU.
Central.
Correct. The R in lobbying and interest group AARP.
Retirement.
Correct. Sorry?
Retirement.
Incorrect. The O in workplace safety agency OSHA.
Occupational.
Correct. The M in obesity measurement BMI.
Mass.
Correct. The B in tech company IBM.
Pass.
The O in school military program JROTC.
Officer.
Sorry?
Officer.
Incorrect. The F in sports governing body CONCACAF.
Football.
Correct. The B in tech company IBM.
Pass.
The B in tech company IBM. We are out of time. All right, some of those were semantics, but I had to do it to you. The R in lobbying and interest group AARP stands for retired, not retirement. The B in tech company IBM stands for business, and the O in school military program JROTC stands for officers, or like with a parenthesis, with a whatever those are called, apostrophe at the end. So minor things, but they add up, unfortunately. All right, Cumberland, your options again are as follows: detective fiction, cheese, and 9.
Detective fiction.
Detective fiction. Name the authors of these works of detective fiction. Cumberland, your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. A Study in Scarlet would introduce
Doyle.
Sherlock Holmes.
Doyle.
Correct. Tom Sawyer Detective.
Twain.
Correct. Death on the Nile featuring
Christie.
Belgian sleuth Hercule
Christie.
Poirot. Sorry?
Christie.
Correct. The Maltese Falcon.
Hammett.
Correct. Pen name used for The Secret of the Old Clock and other Nancy Drew books.
Pass.
The Purloined Letter featuring Detective C. Auguste Dupin.
Poe.
Correct. The Unfinished Mystery of Edwin Drood.
Dickens.
Correct. The comic sci-fi novel Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Pass.
The Silence of the Lambs featuring the killer Hannibal Lecter.
Pass.
A is for Alibi, one of the Kinsey Milhone alphabet mysteries.
Pass.
Pen name used for The Secret of the Old Clock and other Nancy Drew books.
Johnson.
Incorrect. The comic sci-fi novel Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Johnson.
Incorrect. The Silence of the Lambs. Out of time. All right. Carolyn Keene is the pen name used for The Secret of the Old Clock and other Nancy Drew books. Douglas Adams wrote Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. The Silence of the Lambs novel, I assume, was written by Thomas Harris, and A is for Alibi, and the Alphabet Mysteries were written by Sue Grafton. A wonderful lightning round all around, but unfortunately, they cannot last forever. So, on to our toss-ups. This one is a math question, so pencil and paper ready. What is the degree measure of either acute angle in an isosceles triangle whose vertex angle measures 166 degrees? Mitchell.
7.
7 is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What modern-day state contains the Crow Indian Reservation, which covers land where the Battle of Little Bighorn took place in 1876?
North Dakota.
North Dakota is incorrect. Calloway, your chance to steal.
Montana.
Montana is correct. Our next audio question, the speakers. This former child star turned musician is a famous R&B singer-songwriter. Some of her accolades include the BET Award for Best New Artist in 2023 and the Grammy for Best R&B Performance in 2024. Her song I See You shot her into the spotlight. Name this artist.
Is it gonna be me in the end? Is it gonna be me in the end? Is it gonna be me in the end?
Is it done? Okay. Okay. The answer we were looking for was Coco Jones. You guys never seen Let It Shine? Best decom ever? My goodness. Our next toss-up. Which artist who depicted the death of his sister in Death in the Sick Room? Rylan.
Munch.
Munch is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What businessman who acquired the Los Angeles Clippers in 2014 was succeeded by Satya Nadella in the same year as CEO of Microsoft?
Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer is correct. What city, the site of the pro-democracy 2014 umbrella movement, had its sovereignty transferred from the United Kingdom to China? Fowler.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. Helium below its lambda point, which is called helium-2, is an example of what type of fluid in which viscosity vanishes?
Superfluid.
Superfluid is correct. What author, whose book Cities of the Plain completed his Border trilogy? Camden.
McCarthy.
McCarthy is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What Australian actress's recent roles include bounty hunter Lilith in the 2024 flop Borderlands and the title conductor in the 2022 film Tar? Calloway, your chance to steal.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie is incorrect. We were looking for Kate Blanchett. No bonus points there. The Stefan Boltzmann law relates luminosity to the fourth power of what quantity, which determines the color of stars and is measured in kelvins? Camden.
Temperature.
Temperature is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What author wrote a scene in which a coin toss lands heads up 92 times in a row to open his Hamlet-inspired play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead?
Stoppard.
Sorry?
Stoppard.
Stoppard is correct. In what country did the CHP win 2024 mayoral elections in Izmir and Antalya? Jad.
Turkey.
Turkey is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland. What British Prime Minister who took office in 1945 represented his country at the Potsdam Conference and created the National Health Service?
Macmillan.
That is incorrect. Calloway, your chance to steal.
George.
George is incorrect. We were looking for Clement Attlee. First Earl, apparently. Our next media question, the television. This animated TV show centers around four co-workers. Jad.
Smiling Friends.
Smiling Friends is correct. Again, no bonus questions, so we move on to the next toss-up. What ruler on the island of Salamasand fails to heed Mac's complaints and tumbles off a tower made from other pond reptiles in a story by Dr. Seuss? Aubrey.
Your little turtle.
Your little turtle is correct. Your bonus question, Calloway. In 2024 in Paris, French fans cheered Léon Marchand each time his head breached the water in what third and slowest stroke of the individual medley?
Breaststroke.
Breaststroke is correct. What territory, whose tourist hotspots include Noort and Oranjestad, is a Dutch Caribbean island that forms the ABC Islands with Bonaire and Curaçao? Rylan.
Aruba.
Aruba is correct. Your bonus question, Cumberland, is a math question, so pencil and paper ready. What is the volume of a right circular cylinder whose circular base has a radius of 6 and whose height is also 6?
$216.
216 is incorrect. Calloway, your chance to steal.
118 pi.
118 pi is incorrect. We were looking for 216 pi. Pi is very important in that measurement. So no bonus points there. What king was assassinated by Francois Ravaillac, issued the Edict of Nantes, and said Paris is worth a mass upon converting to Catholicism? Ezra.
Charles IV.
Charles IV is incorrect. Cumberland, Rylan.
Henry
Which Henry?
the Fourth.
The fourth, Henry IV, is correct. Cumberland, your bonus question. What founder of electronic data systems ran as a third-party candidate against George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton in 1992?
Perot.
Perot is correct. That means we are done with today's episode. Our semi-final has come to a close. Our ending scores are Calloway County with 375 points and our winner, Cumberland, with 450 points. Congratulations all around, but special congratulations to our winner, Cumberland. I am Olivia Manning, reminding you that here, knowledge rules.